What's up, idols? It's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. So I need y'all to get real comfortable and listen to this story.
Listen to my story.
Last night around 1 a.m., one of my friends messaged me. She's just started school in Korea. She's going to be a university student. She's so excited. The semester's about to start. She told me about something very crazy that just happened to her. Before she told me this story, she told me that she wanted me to make this into a YouTube video. I asked her, why me? Why don't you want to make it into a video? And she said she doesn't want to be identified because she doesn't want there to be victim blaming, victim shaming, and sadly that behavior is kind of expected. That's the response you expect, and we don't want that. She said that she knows there's a lot of foreign girls out there who want to go to Korea to study, visit, move, live, travel, whatever. And she really wants foreign girls to be aware of this story, so here we are. I really want to thank her for trusting me with this, and if you see me looking down at my phone, I wrote things down because I'm not used to telling somebody else's story. I don't want to mess this up or have her be like, wait, you forgot this, or that's not how it happened, so I wrote this down. I was up pretty late. My notes are simply called DVD bong, so y'all know what this story is going to be about. So yeah, like I said, she is a foreign student. I'm not gonna say where she's from, but she is from one of those 7 countries that let you teach English, because that's ultimately what she wants to do after she's done studying there. She loves Korean dramas, but she's not so much into K-pop and stuff. She's watched a lot of Korean dramas and prep for her time there, and just places of interest she might want to see. The school that she got into, she's like, oh my god, I saw this in a drama, now I'm here as a student, this is crazy. And I'm sure, as you guys are aware, when you're starting a new school year, there's all sorts of icebreakers, group activities, movie nights, talent nights, things like that to get you acquainted with your fellow new students. Even when I was a teacher, during our orientation, we had a talent show night. We had these group activities. We had a lot of opportunities to bond with each other and make friends because we had just come to Korea by ourselves. And I went to teach alone, she went to study alone. This is something she's been wanting to do for a long time. She's finally making it happen, and I'm so happy for her. So again, hearing from her last night, I know she's just been there for a few. I did not expect all this to be going down. While doing these group icebreaker activities and stuff, she ended up meeting another girl who was there also studying. Now, my friend, this is her first time ever being in Korea. This girl that she met, she's been there a few times. She's been there for months before, weeks before. It's not her first time, but it is her first time there as a student. And they really hit it off, especially since they're from the same country. They figured they had a lot in common. She likes her K-dramas, her friend likes K-pop and K-dramas, so they compared, and she's like, oh, you gotta listen to this group, I really want you to try and like them. They had a lot in common. When you're abroad and you meet someone from the same country as you, that's a small slice of home, a small piece of home, and it makes you feel more comfortable. They were talking about their favorite dramas. They were talking about maybe taking a little trip to Japan, Taiwan. Since they're in this region of the world, they can explore this region together. So you know how girls do, when we hit it off and we start to talk, we start talking about our boys and our types and what we like, what we don't like. I'm not gonna use anybody's names. I wonder if I should just give them, let's call my friend, so I don't have to keep saying my friend and her friend and get it confused. Let's call my friend Sabrina, teenage witch. My friend will be Sabrina, and the other friend will be Jessie. I don't know. So Sabrina and Jessie are talking about their types, their ideal types, what they like, what they don't like in a guy. And Jessie mentions that she had been talking to a boy that she met on Tinder. They met up once before, and she's planning their second date. She really wants to see him again. And she says, maybe we should do a double date. He might have a friend. Then she's like, I've been to Korea a few times, and it's really common to do group dates, and they make each participant feel more welcome, less uncomfortable, things like that. So she's like, yeah, okay, sure, a group date, that'll be fun. It'll be a way for her, Jessica and Sabrina, to get to know each other better and meet some new guys as well. So my friend Sabrina, she's all eager and excited. She's like, oh my god, I was going on my first date in Korea. I'm making a friend in Korea already. She's eager, she's excited, and who wouldn't be, So they decided to all meet up the following weekend because that's the next time that they all would be free. So yeah, on my notes here, I have Jessie explain that there was a guy she met on Tinder, had been talking to for a few months. They met before and it went well, so she's excited to meet him for a second time. She said while they were on their first date, she brought up being a foreigner trying to date in Korea and how hard it is because it seems like most Korean men aren't interested in foreigners seriously. Her date said that that's not true, and he had a good friend who would love to go out with a foreign girl, but his English isn't good. Now, my friend Sabrina, she actually speaks Korean really, really well. So she was like, oh, that's no problem. I can date a Korean. They don't have to speak English because I speak Korean. And naturally, Sabrina wants to know more details about this boy. What does he look like? What's his personality type? What's his occupation? What does he like to do for fun? Things like that. Obviously, you want to know a bit more about your date before you go. And based on what Jessie described to her, she was very excited. She's like, oh my god, he sounds amazing. He sounds like he's my type. Oh my god, yay. The first red flag in the situation was Even though Jessie was telling Sabrina everything she wanted to hear about this guy, like he's so nice and he likes to dance and he's in school right now, and you know, things that seem fine and normal and attractive, she would not give Sabrina access to his Instagram or his Kakao. So she wouldn't let Sabrina talk to him directly on Kakao or in DMs on Instagram or even see pictures of what he looked like. She said that's not how it's done in Korea. It would ruin the whole blind date experience. Wait for the surprise when you meet him in person. So since she wasn't getting that basic information, she pulled back, wasn't as excited or interested, was, you know, talking about canceling or bailing and just kind of like, you know, maybe I should spend some more time in Korea first before I go on a date. Because I wrote the friend and my friend, but I got to substitute these names I just made up. So Jessie caved and showed Sabrina the pics that her date had sent her of the guy that Sabrina was going to meet, if that makes sense. So basically, Jessie, the friend, shows Sabrina, my friend, pictures of the guy, but they're only pictures that Jessie's date sent. Like, oh, this is my friend, here's some pictures of him, like that. It wasn't directly from an Instagram or anything like that. I'm sorry, that's confusing. It seems like they really didn't want her to cancel, so they caved and sent her some pictures. So based on the pictures that they had showed her, she's like, okay, he's my type. He's got dimples. He's got a cute, trendy little undercut. He got cute glasses. So fast forward to Saturday night. This is where the date starts. They decided to meet for their group date at Lotte World. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure everybody here knows Lotte World, right? It's by Lotte Tower. It's in a really nice area in Gangnam, Jamsil. And you know, Lotte World is usually pretty crowded, but it's a really fun date idea. There's rides inside, there's food, there's a pretty lake. Like, it's scenic, it's fun, it's exciting, it's a lot to do in that area. So it's a good first date. So the two girls, Sabrina and Jessie, took the train and several buses to Lotte World. And because, you know, it's a messy commute, busy, you know, they end up going to the bathroom to like touch up their makeup and make sure they look good. And in Korea, there's mirrors everywhere anyway, but they just wanted to like make sure we look good. Okay, let's see. Okay, ready for the date. Now the boys pulled up. Sabrina's date, the guy who nobody had met before, is the one who drove the two guys here. So the two guys drove, the two girls took public transportation. So they all finally meet up and everybody's like, hi, you know, pagasamnida, oh no, like, you know, shaking hands, waving, nice to meet you. But my friend Sabrina is a bit confused. She's like, maybe the pictures they sent me were older. Maybe he has a different haircut, because like it didn't look like the guy from the photos that they had shown her. So what the fuck? Sabrina didn't want to be rude and kill the mood, so she's all like, oh yeah, like I'm at Lotte World, I've never been here before, speaking Korean. They're trying to have fun and make the most of it, but after a while, Jessie and her date branched off, so Sabrina was just left with this guy by herself. She said this guy was short, petite, and like skinny, didn't have the dimples, and all she said was he looks like he spends a lot of time in the club. I'm not really sure what that means, but a Hongdae fuckboy comes to mind. So like she's waiting for the right time to pull her friend aside and ask her like what's going on. Like, this is not the dude that y'all showed me. Jessie's having fun time with her date. Like, she sees them over there laughing and giggling and on rides, and she's just she's trying to get to know him, and she thinks that maybe her understanding of his Korean wasn't the best because she was really confused. He said he speaks a bit of English, so they tried to talk in English for a little bit. Like, she said he wasn't ugly, but he was really short and just not her type. So after a while, like, she couldn't get her friend to talk to her or acknowledge her or, you know, whatever. So she said, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom, and she texted Jessie and be like, what the fuck, like, can we talk? Can you come meet me in the bathroom? Didn't get a response. And I don't know about y'all, but if I'm gonna set up my friend with a guy on a blind date, I'm gonna be texting her, checking her, and seeing how everything's going, looking over at them, trying to encourage it, or reeling in if it ain't happening. I'm not gonna just leave them and not see what's going on. Like, who does that? So then Sabrina's like, oh, I'm really sorry, you know, trying to get out of this because she can't get her friend's attention. She can't, she's on her own basically. She's like, you know, I'm really sorry. I'm actually really hungry and I kind of just want to go and get something to eat. I'm kind of far from campus. I want to be closer to campus. It's getting late, yada, yada, yada. So then her date calls everybody over. He calls Jessie's date, and Jessie comes over, and all four of them are finally back together talking. So yeah, she repeats herself. She says, hey guys, you know, this is fun and I love Lotte World, but I'm actually really hungry. I'm tired. I'm far from campus. I kind of just want to head back in that direction and go home, get some food, call it a night. And Jessie is like, no girl, like don't leave. Like, we're having so much fun. She's fully begging her to maintain that wing woman status. And I think the reason she felt like that is because Sabrina's date is the one who drove. So if Sabrina's date has to leave, then Jessie's date has to leave too. And another reason I really feel for Sabrina is because she's new to Korea. She's not too familiar with the trains and buses yet. And I don't know what time it is, but if it's late, then, you know, those services are reduced. So then her date says, hey, how about we all go get some food and then I'll take you ladies home. That sounds ideal, right? You know, you get to go home with your friend I don't know if I would still call her friend at this point though. It's sketchy. So she's like, okay, fine, let's get some food, and then you're taking us home, right? Taking us back to campus. So they get in the car from the Jamsil region, which, like I said, is a pretty nice Gangnam-y area. It's nice. It's well built, a lot going on. She said they went to a more sketchy part of town, which I don't think she knows where she was either, so I didn't really ask too many details, but I don't know. I have no idea what part of town they could have been in, because even in the places like Daerim or Gudo where people say be a little careful there, I've never felt sketched out. So I'm like, what rat hole did they take you to? I'm like, I'm so sorry. But she says she was uncomfortable, she felt worried, and she could tell that they were getting farther and farther from her campus. So remember the whole pitch for this, right? We're gonna go get some food. I'll take you guys to get some food, and then we'll go back to your campus. We'll drop you off. I will give y'all some time to guess where he took her for food. He took her to a goddamn DVD bong.
Oh my god.
Oh, hell no! Cute.
Now look, I've never been to a DVD bong, but I don't think of food when I think of DVD bong. I'm sure you guys know what a DVD bong is. For those who don't, it is, in theory, a room where you can rent to watch some movies, enjoy some privacy, and watch a wide variety of movies. In reality, it's used for couples and younger people to hook up really quickly because it's cheap, they're abundant, and it's private. So that's what a lot of people use them for. And you know, Korea has a lot of bongs: PC bong, Jimjo bong, Nore bong, Pulse bong. But DVD bong is not one that I would ever go to. I don't recommend it. And luckily, my friend was aware of this. Sabrina knew this. She was like, I did my research. I'm not going up there. Like, I'm not stupid. She's like, where's the restaurant? Is it behind the DVD bong? Because I know they don't got food up there. And then she tells her friend, she pulls Jessie, like, do you know what a DVD bong is? Like, you've been here several times, so I'm sure you do. And she's like, yeah, girl, but you know, I really like my guy, and I don't mind if you don't. And please just, you don't have to do anything with him. Just, like, keep him busy for a little bit longer. We won't be that long. I'm like... Dude, I could not, mind you, I'm getting these details at like 1 a.m. I am shooketh to my core. I cannot believe. So in my notes here, it says, and he explains we can order food here and relax. You said it was late, so I thought you'd appreciate this, resting, eating, and watching a movie before you go back to your dorm.
Oh, he needs some milk.
And I don't know how or why, but Jessie thought my friend Sabrina would feel better. She's like, well, what if we get rooms right next to each other? Because clearly she's like, well, I like my dude, so can you entertain your dude? So she's like, wait, you want us to be in separate rooms on top of this? Not 4 of us just watching a movie and eating, relaxing together. You want to be in this room with your boy, and you want me to be in this room with this boy. And her way of trying to make her feel better is, what if we get rooms right next to each other? I don't know about y'all, but hearing my friends bang is not really high on the list of things that I'd like to do. That does not sell this idea. That's not a good pitch. I'll be like, no, that makes it worse somehow. Not trying to hear my homegirl fucking somebody. She's talking with Jessie. It's Jessie and Sabrina talking about this. So this is finally her chance to be like, by the way, who is the guy in the pictures y'all sent me? Because that's not this dude. These are 2 different people. And Jessie gaslights her like, what do you mean? She said, look, I will stay, but I can't quite explain in Korean that I don't like him like that, and I'm literally just here to be a wing woman. We can watch one movie and I guess order ramen. Like, I don't know what you eat in the DVD bong. I didn't even know you could have food there. Can you have your friend explain to him that I don't like him? Because I don't really know how to say that in Korean, that I'm just being a wing woman. So all 4 of them come back together, and she tells him in English, and he says, okay, pulls the friend aside, and they're over there talking. Hopefully he's explaining the situation like, yeah, so I like my girl, your girl doesn't like you that much, but can y'all just hang out for a little bit while we and she said, hold on, I wrote this part down. Then they all come over and say, okay, we will go to this room and you will go to this room. And now Sabrina started to wonder if they had already had these rooms booked, because she doesn't remember seeing them on the phone or go inside to book it. If you guys have ever been to a DVD bong, or if you know how they work, let me know in the comments. How do you reserve them? Maybe that part is a misunderstanding. I don't know. While she's walking to the room, she says she was trying to think of the shortest movie she could. He suggested an English movie and said they should watch Wolf of Wall Street so he can practice his business English. Now, I don't know if y'all saw Wolf of Wall Street. That movie's like 3 hours long. It is not a short movie. So my girl, she says she thought of the shortest movie she could remember. And God bless her, she picked Ice Age. Keep it PG, keep it Disney, light, no suggestive innuendos. Do not give this dude the wrong idea. She picked Ice Age, I would have picked Toy Story. So then he asked, oh, what about a romance movie? Do you like Titanic? I'm like, either this dude got a thing for Leonardo DiCaprio, or he's purposely picking the longest movies known to man. So they did pick Ice Age, like he let her pick Ice Age. Thank God. And I have here, once she sees the room, she's unimpressed. She said it smelled nice and looked clean enough, but somehow she got the feeling that it was gross in there. And it was like a small projector filling up a whole wall. And there were what she thought wrestling cushions on the floor, and against the wall there were a ton of pillows and cute stuff. So I'm thinking like plushies and stuff. She said she thought, damn, they couldn't even get us a nice place. We couldn't even go to a nice DVD bong. So one good thing at least, she did manage to eat. She didn't specify what they ate, like if they ordered a pizza or ramen, but she said they did have a meal, they did get to eat. And the whole time while they're watching Ice Age, they're eating and watching a movie and kind of laughing. So they weren't really interacting with each other too much, and he was still being a nice normal dude. The twist is coming later, I promise. So Ice Age is nearing the conclusion. It's almost over. She texts her friend, getting an update status like, are y'all done yet? Like this is ridiculous. And of course she gets no reply. So then she asked the guy she's with, can you call your friend to see like what they're doing? Like I need an update. It's really late and I really want to go now. So he calls. She thinks he doesn't actually call though, because you know, if it's quiet enough, you can hear, like even if somebody dials a phone, you can hear the ringing. She says she didn't hear none of that. She doesn't think he actually called him. So he suggests another movie, and this time it's a Korean one called Kitkaji Sarang. She didn't put up a fight. She never heard of it. She thought sarang, the end of love, until the end of love. Okay, fine. It's a romance movie. I never heard of this movie, but I did look up the trailer. This is a little bit that I could show on YouTube.
나 사랑에 빠졌어. 해서는 안 될 사랑에. 아저씨 저 나쁜 애죠.
So during this movie, however, they were done eating, and he started to drink some soju that he had. He offered her some. He kept offering her some. She kept declining, says she just wants to go home. She doesn't like soju. She doesn't want to be there. And as they're watching this erotic movie, he sits closer. He's like moving closer. He's asking her more questions. And she said that he looked like he was uncomfortable, like he was kind of like writhing and like adjusting his clothes or whatever. And she's like looking out the corner of her eye like, bro, what are you doing? So then she said he took some plushies and like put them in his lap, like he was trying to cover the natural male response to stimulation. I'm trying to keep this YouTube friendly. I'm sorry. She's like, he's acting different now. And on top of that, he's supposed to be the one to drive them home, and he's drinking soju right now and keeps trying to offer her some. So she asked him, why are you drinking when you have to drive? He said, oh, don't worry. I won't drink that much and I won't be that drunk. I'll get you home soon. Don't worry. So as you guys saw from the trailer, there are several love scenes. Naturally, she's uncomfortable. Who wouldn't be? So she's moving away, trying to create distance, waiting for this text that is not gonna come. He then tells her he's sorry, but he thinks he's drunk, and tells her she's so beautiful and he's so attracted to her, and he's sorry for the movie he picked. He forgot about the sex scenes. Bro, it's in the description. He asks if she doesn't like him at all and apologizes for not being her type, and says even Korean girls don't like him. He's so not surprised that she doesn't like him either. A full-on like sob simpy story basically. He said he should have known it was too good to be true, and it was clear that he was only there to drive his friend to hook up with his girl. She then says she's sorry, she's tired, and she's ready to leave. She said he's too drunk to drive and the friends are still having fun. He says they could have fun too.
That is not correct.
She says she doesn't want to have fun. She wants to go home. He asks if she's ever been with a Korean man, and that he's generous and bigger than most would expect.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo! What are we talking about here? It's giving sexual harassment?
She asked him what he expected, and she says she was only there to help her friend. She said he looked at her like he was confused because his friend told him that she liked him but was really shy, and he should work on making her comfortable to get what you want. I don't know what any of this means. I don't think she's too clear either, because again, he was saying all this in Korean, so she's like, I don't fully understand what he was trying to say to me. So she said like for the most part of the date, you know, he was nice. He was complimenting her like, oh, you're very pretty. Oh, you're tall. Oh, wow. Like, I love your complexion. I love your hair. Like, complimenting her and everything. Like, he was in simp mode earlier at Lotte World, and now he's just full on pervert mode. So this was the point where she's like, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm just gonna get a taxi home. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much. So she gets up. She says she's gonna go take a taxi. Yeah, he said he tells her not to leave. It's not safe, and he'll call her a taxi and pay for it because of the misunderstanding. She accepts because as a college kid in a new country with limited funds, she don't have many options. So he called her a taxi on Kakao, but said it might take a while because it was late. And as they're sitting there waiting, he keeps saying how sorry he is and he hopes they can be friends. And when the taxi finally comes, she nopes right on out of there. She hopped in a taxi. Earlier, they did exchange Instagrams because, you know, she said he was nice to her earlier and everything. So while she's in the taxi, she says she's getting these messages where he's apologizing and he's saying, like, I'm so sorry for the misunderstanding. I'm sorry you don't like me. I wish I was your type. I hope we can be friends. Just keep repeating himself. Oh, see, this is why I have these notes. I was about to forget something real important. She says, yay, the taxi comes and she's ready to go. She said this is what he said. I would hug you, but... And she said that he like gestured down to his crotch area and said he was still trying to hide it with plushies and crossing his legs. Then he laughs and says, this is your fault. You're too attractive.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
So she said that the next day, you know, she wakes up pissed, fuming at her friend. And apparently they had left the DVD bong a while ago. The guy she was with, he's the one who drove them. So I guess they took a taxi or a late night bus somewhere. I don't know. I don't know why they left, but she left with him. They apologized. She said, oh, my phone died. I'm so sorry we left, but we tried to tell you before we left. I mean, this all just happened, so I don't know if she's gonna take some time before she's ready to forgive her, or if this is just the end. They just met, this all just happened. And she did say that the next day also, she heard from the guy she was on a date with, where he says he doesn't remember what happened, and he's so sorry if he did anything weird and wants to make it up to her, and wants them to hang out again and at least just be friends. What happened? Can you explain to me what happened? What did I do? But yeah, one of the things she just wanted people to hear this story. She's like, look, if y'all girls feel uncomfortable in a situation, remove yourself. Don't worry about being the party pooper. Don't be peer pressured into a situation, which I was just telling y'all too in another damn story time like this. Not this bad, but I was followed. But anyway, if you feel uncomfortable, remove yourself. It is okay. Nobody can be mad at you for being uncomfortable. Like, protect your peace, ladies. I hope I did this story justice. Girl, thank you so much for letting me tell this story. I'm sorry, and I'm glad you're okay. I don't want this video to be too long because it's already really long. So thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.